Hello everyone, this is Seed0 coming back to you with another cubing video. In this video, I'll be showing you how to solve the 3x3 Rubik's Cube. Before you start, you only need to know one algorithm. In this algorithm, it's only 4 moves and it's the easiest thing to memorize. And basically what you do is you do this, so right side up, and then you go move the top this way, and then just undo. So just move the right side down and the top to the right. So let's just do that again. Now what I want you to do is, if you do this 6 times, 5, 6, you'll actually get back to its original state. So just practice this move a couple times and then you're ready to move on. The first step is to get the cross, and I'm actually going to bring in 2 other cubes to show you what the cross looks like. Now only one of these crosses are correct, and let's see if you can figure out what one. So here's a look at all 4 sides of this, and here's a look at all 4 sides of this. Now if you guess this cross is correct, well, you're wrong, because it's actually this cross. And what's actually wrong about this cross back here is that you want every single edge to line up with its corresponding centerpiece. So this is a white edge and how it lines up with a white center, and this is an orange edge and it lines up with an orange center. Now that does occur on these 2 spots, but it does not occur on these 2. But on this one, it occurs on all 4 sides if you take a look at them. So I challenge you to figure out the cross on your own. But we do have a little method for solving the cross, and that method is called the daisy method. Now, what the daisy method does is it breaks the cross into 2 steps. First step is to get all the white edges right here, and then you do a very easy step to get all the white edges down here correctly. So, let's take a look at the first case. There are 4 cases, and I have them all set up right here. So the first step is already solved. So this piece right here is already solved. See, you can see a quarter of the daisy. And a daisy will look like that when it's done. So like a little flower. So you can see this part. The second, this one's obvious, it's correct. The second part is this one, where it's on the edge, but right here. So in the middle layer. So what you want to do is you want to take an open slot. So this is not an open slot because this is already correct. But these 3 are. So I'll just choose this open slot, and you can move it just up right like that. Now you could also have it on the left right here. So you can just choose an open slot and just move it up. Just simply like that. Third case is if the edge is down here at the bottom. This is also fairly easy. All you have to do is find another open slot. Let's choose this one, because even though these line up, that's not what we want. We want this, like this white little pattern here. So we can move this to an open slot above it, like that, and then we can just move it up. Last step is if it's in here and it's flipped. So this is the hardest case, but it's only 2 moves, so it's not too bad. So what you can do is see how this is on this face right here. So you can move that face just once, either direction works. I'll just move this way. And now we just have this case. So find an open slot, like that, and just move it in. So here we have the daisy. The second step to the daisy is to line up each edge with its center. And then when you've done that, you can just do this move to bring it down into the cross. So this is already correct. We can just do that. Now none of the others are correct. So this is what we do. Let's work on this. So let's do this move a couple times. This does not match. This does still not match. But here we go. It matches now. So we can just do that same move, and it's down there. Still lining up with the center and preserved this. Let's work on this one right here, and this last one. And this was already correct before. I did not know why I didn't catch that, but you can just move it down like that, and there you have the cross. Now the second step is to solve the white side. So all you need to do is put these corners in. I also have the same two cubes, but with each white face done. One of them has a full side, one does not. Which one is it? If you guessed this one, then you're right, because there's a little bar on each side right here with all the same color, and the centers still line up. But however, on this one, there's a little stagger right here. So this is red, this is blue and green. They don't match up. So what you want, I'll just show you how to get this, and then that's the first layer, we call it. So let's take our cube, and let's just take any corner piece with the white on it. So this has white on it, but this is not, it has yellow. So let's just choose this piece, okay? We'll move it over where it needs to go. So this is the blue and red and white piece. So it needs to go here between the white and blue and red center. Now, all we have to do is move it above where it needs to go. So right here. And then we can do that move I showed you at the beginning. So right side up to the left, and right side down, up to the other side. And we have actually put this corner in. Now don't worry if the corner is in here but twisted, we'll get to that in a second. So let's just do this one. Say this is right here. So we'll put it on top of where it needs to go, which is the blue, orange, and white. Blue, orange, white center. We'll do that move. Now it's in here but it's twisted. So what do? Well, we can just keep on doing that move until it goes in. Now if it's still twisted, you can just repeat that move until it goes in. It's pretty simple. Now, what if it's in here or in one of the slots but it's wrong and you want to take it out? Well, all you have to do is just do that same move and it's actually out. So now we can just solve this as normal. So it's the red, white, and blue. What am I saying? It's the red, green, and what colors these are, I hope, if you're not colorblind. But here we can move it above where it needs to go and just do that move. I'll just speed it up a bit, and there we go. It's in the face. Last one is right here. It needs to go right here in between these color centers because it matches. And there we go. We've actually solved the white face. Anyway, the next step that we want to do after we've built the white face is, you might think that we'd build up another side like orange or yellow. Well, that's actually not what we do. What we do is we build up this middle layer, so this belt that goes around the center of the cube. Anyway, what we can do is we can take an edge. So what edge needs to go here? It's the edge that lines up with the color centers. So this edge that needs to go here is in between the blue and red center, so it's the blue and red edge. And that edge is right here, the blue and red edge. So what we can do is we can put this right here facing us. And your edge, you will line it up with its center right here. So you could have it on this side, or you could have it on this side. So I'll get through both of those cases, and this one where it's facing you and it's towards the left side, you can hold it right here on the left side and just do this algorithm. This side with the edge down, and then this towards what went down, and then just keep doing that. And once you get here, so once you see this piece right here, you can just do move it away, move it up, move it away, and move it up. And we've actually put this edge right here. Now, let's take another case. So this one, where it's on the right, what you can do is move it down where it needs to go, and then towards where it went, and down, towards, down, once we see this, and then across the other way, up, across, up. And we have preserved this edge and we've also put in this edge. Now this edge looks correct, but it's actually not. So let's go through this one right here. Do the same algorithm. So down, across, down, across, down. We see this. This white bar and this white face right here. So we'll just do the other way, up, the other way, up. Last one. It's right here. We line it up with the center. You see this? And we've actually done the second layer now, so that was not too bad, but this is where it could get a little bit tricky, so hang on. Alright, it's after I was recording, and I just realized I missed a couple cases. That was entirely my fault, and if you got confused, I'm so sorry, but here we go. Now, one case that I missed is if you have this edge right here in your correct spot, but it's flipped. So what you can do is you can just do, like, you can take any edge. We'll just take this edge, and you can just insert that edge using the inserting algorithm. And that actually took the edge out. You might need to refine it, but that took the edge out, and now it's just in the top layer as a normal case for you to solve. Like that. Now this last part is called the last layer because it's obviously the last layer that we need to get done. And this is the most tricky because you need to solve this while preserving everything else you've done. But if you follow the steps I'm about to give you, it should be a piece of cake. So what you do first is you look at these edges. Now what ones have yellow or the top color and what ones don't. So none of them have yellow in this case. So this is the algorithm that we do. If you can either have a bar right here, you can have an L right here, or you can have the full cross. And the full cross is what we want. Just as an example, this is what the full cross looks like while preserving everything else. Now, what the algorithm is you can move the front face this way and then do that special move that I taught you, the key move, and then just undo the first move, so the front face the other way. And we actually have oriented or put yellow on top for 2 of these edges. Now that's a good thing because we can just put it right here and then do this. We'll do that same algorithm, so move the front and do the key move, but this time do the key move again and then move it this way. Well, there's also one other case. In that case is the line. You can just ignore the corners for this step. So this is what you do if you have the line. Do the same algorithm, so do the F, the front, and then do that key move, and then undo the front one. And now all of our cubes have this front cross on it. Now we want to get the edges in their right spot. Now, here's a few cases. You could have this edge is correct. See how it lines up with its key centers? And so is this edge, but these edges do not. So we'll get to this one in a minute, but for now, let's look around. So this might only look like one, but if we do a couple of moves, well, that lined up that one. And here this lined up too. So just move the top until you get as much edges as you can. Now they could all be correct, and that's great. You can skip this step, but they might not all be correct, and there's 2 cases. One is there's 2 of them opposite from each other, like that. Or the other one is there's 2 that are next to each other, and 2 that are not. So these are the only 2 cases. If you have one edge that's correct, just keep doing this move until you have 2 correct. So let's do this one first, okay? So this one, you're going to hold the incorrect edges right here. And what you can do is this algorithm. Right side up, up, and then down, but you don't go back this time. You just keep going like this. And then move the right side back up, and then do up twice, and then down. Now all of them are now correct, because if we do this, we see that all of them are correct to their center. Now this one is a bit longer, but what you can do is do the same algorithm. And that did not get every single one correct, but that did get, if you do a couple of these, that did get the case that we had before. So you can just do the same algorithm. Remember holding these right here. And then if we do that, they're all correct now. Now, if you have opposite ones, it does not matter where you hold it. If the correct edge is here or if the incorrect edge is here, it doesn't matter. You can just do that algorithm and then just line it up like this and then just do the same algorithm again. So it does not matter where you hold the edge. Now the next step is to get the corners in the right spot, and there are 3 cases for this. Now, what I mean by the right spot is this, where all the corners are, well, in the right spot. Now this is solved, and so is this, but these two are not solved. But if you can see, if you twist this corner, don't twist the corner, but if you twist it, it will actually solve, and same with this. So all these corners are correct. Now this is actually pretty uncommon to have all of them correct right after this step, but if you have them all correct, just hold on. Anyway, another thing is if you have one corner correct. So this is not correct because if you twist it, it will not solve. This is also not correct, but this is correct because this is the white, red, green piece, and if you twist it, this is the white, red, green. So there's one correct here. Now you could also have none of them correct, and that is fine. All you have to do, we can solve this in one algorithm. So let's do this one first. You can just hold this anywhere, and the algorithm is you can move the top this way and then right up, and then the top the other way and then left up, and then the top this way, right down, top back, right down. Now that should have, oh, there we go. See, that has actually solved this corner. It can be twisted, but it's actually put one of the corners in the right spot. Now, all you have to do for this one is just do that same one. Now hold the correct corner right here on the bottom right and do the same algorithm. Now, all of them solved, but you might have to do this again. What I mean by doing it again is that if all of them, well, if one of them's correct, but 3 of them are not, and you do the algorithm, they sometimes will not solve. Now, all you have to do is do the same algorithm one more time, and they will get into their right spot. Now, here's the last step of the cube to solve it. Wow, all of them are just little spots right there. But let's take the cube, the original cube, and here's what we do. We can turn the cube upside down, and now hold this corner, one of the unsolved corners right here at the bottom, and do the move I taught you, the key move. So right up to the left, right down, up to the right. Now just do that move again, and be sure to watch this corner. Now watch until this corner gets solved. So now it's solved into the yellow. So now you just do this until another unsolved corner comes up, and just complete that move, and then do that move one last time, and then you've actually solved the cube. Now let me show that again. Let's take this cube. So here's an incorrect corner. We can flip it upside down and hold it right here. Just doing that move. Well, now it's solved. So we can just do this move until another corner unsolved comes up. And just keep doing that move. And then, last one. Now say you have a cube like this, where none of them are all correct. So you can just flip, well, all of them are correct, but none of them are solved. So you can just flip it upside down and do the move. And keep going. Now we've solved this, but everything else is solved except for these. Now that is okay. You can just keep on doing the algorithm. And there you go. Now be sure not to stop until the corner actually gets solved in relative to its position. Anyway, that's all you need to know for solving a Rubik's Cube. And if you're still confused, I will do an example solve. So here we go. We're gonna get the daisy first. Now I see this piece is correct. This is a nice case right here. So we can just find an open slot like that and just move it in. And oh yeah, I don't think I covered this case. What you need to do is you can just find any open slot for this and then just do a front move, and then you have this case. So we can just move it in, make sure it's another open slot. Now, there's also this one right here. We'll just move this over and move it up. Anyway, now we have all this daisy solved. We can just line the edge up and move it into the cross. This is also solved. This we'll just do that and move it in, and here like that. Now let's find a corner, so let's choose this one, and you can move it over and do this. Do the key move until it solves like that. Now let's find this one right here. It's the red, white, and red, white, and green. So it goes between the red, white, and green centers. So do the key move. And there we go. Here's this corner. Do the key move. Make sure it's over where it needs to go. And there we go. How about this one? We'll just move it over. And like that. Now this is actually solved, so we don't have to worry about that. And let's find an edge. We're working on the second there now. So this edge. There we go. This edge right here, we'll do the left move. And this edge. Wow, all of them are on the left. Here we are. We see this L shape right here, so we can put it right here in this position and do the algorithm. And then again, since it's an L, and move it back. It looks like all of our edges are solved, so we can skip that step. This corner is correct, and none of them else are. So we can go ahead and position them using the corner positioning algorithm. And they all positioned. So let's flip it upside down and do the key move. This solved. And then so we find another one. It's solved. And then just the last one. And it looks like this is actually, if you have cheated, or if it was a speed cube and there was a mistake, you could have a one corner that's just randomly twisted. Now, this is actually an impossible case. You can just twist it back and it'll just be solved. You don't need to worry about a twisted corner. It happens a little bit with speed cubes. I don't know how you'd manage it on a normal Rubik's Cube. But anyway, I think that should do it for the video. If you liked it, if this helped especially, I would greatly appreciate you leaving a like, or if it didn't help, then you can either rewatch this other stuff, or it's too confusing, you can just leave a dislike. I don't care. But thank you guys so much for watching, and goodbye.